Okay, so what is all um, your health problems you've been diagnosed with, and you know, like all yours, just yours for right the second.
Well,
And when was you diagnosed with them? Just as much as you can remember. You don't have to tell me all the dates. Just tell me what you got.
I don't quite understand what you want.
In other words, what have you all your health problems,
When I was a little girl,
even when you was a little girl,
I
as
had
much
pink eye,
okay,
uh, and my nose bled all the time, so Mama put a bag of salt around my neck so it quit bleeding. And I had to wear about a bag of salt around my neck. It worked.
okay,
I don't know if it was the Indian thing that she had from the past or what, but it worked.
okay.
Finally, after a year, I quit having nosebleeds all the time. So, Mama did know some remedies from the olden days then, and she knew remedies from some Indian sources. So, I don't think Norma, my sweet Norma, realizes a lot of them.
So, what about any teenage?
Pneumotizin. Mama used a lot of pneumotizin on us kids. That's the best thing you can get for colds and
Okay,
stuff.
so did you have any teenage illnesses? Anything?
Yes. When I was a teenager, well, oh yeah, I was still in school. I was about the 10th grade. I was late on my periods a lot, and so uh, Mom took me to Dr. Jackson there in Tarabella, and he thought I had a tumor on my ovaries. Did surgery and found I didn't have any. He removed my appendix, even though there was nothing wrong with them. And then he came after that. He tested me for thyroid problems. When they had to have that surgery, if he did that in the first place, because it's my thyroids. And it's the type, there's two different ways that your thyroids can act up at that point. And one is you can't gain much weight. You can't gain weight, and that's the kind of Sister Mary had, that type of thyroid problem. Mine was opposite, gain weight. Once you gain weight from thyroids, it is so hard to lose. It's not because of your overeating, it's because you have something wrong with your thyroids. And until that gets corrected, you're going to keep on putting on weight. And once it does get corrected, it's hard to get that weight off, and you're going to remain fat until you can.
Okay, what about in your 20s?
In my 20s, I know that I lost a lot of babies in my 20s, but I don't think that had anything to do with. I just, I just did, you know.
Okay,
I think
what about
my
your
health wise.
30s?
Yeah, at the age of 38, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure and angina, and I still have that today.
Okay,
In fact, I'm in the ending stages of congestive heart failure right now. That's why I'm under hospice care. It's getting worse every day.
okay. What about in your 40s?
still the same things, still in my heart having problems. Um, I'm trying to figure out. Nadine passed away at 55, so I would have been 53.
Okay, what about your 50s?
Okay. I'm still trying to go back to the 40s.
Okay.
The 40s, I was having some more difficulty with my heart pain and everything, and they thought that I had a defective heart valve. I didn't really find out for sure. I wasn't really diagnosed with that until about the age of 53. So, and they wanted to do something about it, but I couldn't. I couldn't do anything about try to do any surgeries or anything because I was pretty much on my own, and I had to do what I could to work and everything. I didn't have time for all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so as it turns out, um, I was 53. I went to the doctor in Lindsay because they had a clinic over there, and they did a little testing and found I had a defective heart valve.
Okay.
Okay, so I was diagnosed with that. Later on, I guess it was in my 70s.
What about your 60s?
Well, I'll go back to 60s because I'm still talking about the heart effect. I've been to many doctors, cardiologists, and all in between that time and then, but they never seem to be able to pick up that defective heart valve. But in my 70s, another doctor did, a cardiologist.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to say about that. So I do have a defective heart valve. I still have it today.
What about strokes? When was your first stroke?
My first stroke was actually,
Was it in your 40s, 50s, 60s?
let's see how it was. How old was I in 2002?
I'd say about 60, no, 58, something like that.
It was around, it was when I was at Tallahassee, I had my first stroke.
Okay, so you had, and how many strokes have you had since
That
altogether?
was a mild stroke.
Okay, what's your first major stroke?
Well, I considered the mild stroke since I had a major one after that. What happened with it was like I felt like I was in a tunnel.
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to ask you. How when you have your strokes, what does it feel like when you had a stroke? What does it feel like when you had heart attacks? So that way I know that somewhat if I ever have start having a heart attack or a stroke, I can kind of know what it
The
could be.
the the one I had about the tunnel was I was a teacher's aide, a teacher's assistant,
Yeah.
a teacher's assistant at Tallahassee. I was helping teach girls to help them to get their GED, which I helped quite a few. When I had this stroke, I felt like I was in a tunnel. I couldn't remember my students' names, and that wasn't gonna work. I couldn't handle that. I had to remember their names. So I finally got my brain to listen to remembering their names.
Oh.
So I worked myself out of that one. Uh, It was so strange. I could hear everything going on around me, all the conversations, but I couldn't respond.
Huh.
And I felt like I was in a tunnel and they was outside the tunnel.
Oh. Or like in a bubble kind of thing?
No,
A tunnel.
a
Okay.
tunnel, no bubble.
And what about with a heart attack? When you have a heart attack, what does
First
that
heart
feel
attack,
like?
okay. The first heart attack I had was after my mom had passed away, and I was transferred back from Tallahassee to California for a resentencing.
Yeah.
I was very close to where mom was buried, and I wanted to go. It was on the day I went, it was on my sister Nadine's birthday, the 16th of July of that same year. I think it was 2000. It was in 2001, I think. That's when I had it. July 16th, 2001.
I was pregnant with Fiona.
Um, so, and that was because I was so stressed out. Because I kept thinking about I would hardly go sleep. My mom's grave, I couldn't do it. And there's also crap. Remember now, Nadine had passed away. In 1998, I had a lot of stress going on, and that's what caused me to have that heart attack.
Okay, so
Heart attack.
what does the heart attack feel like?
Oh, I was hurting real bad. I couldn't stand it, and nothing helped her.
Where was you hurting? What part of your body was hurting?
My chest area and my back.
So the front and the back of your heart, front of your.
Yes, a lot of women, mostly women.
Okay.
Anyway, you see, even today, it's kind of too stressing for me to talk about.
Okay. What else? What else is the symptoms of a heart attack besides just the hurting? How else did you feel? See, that way I know that if I have those feelings that that I need to go to the doctor immediately, or I need to start praying or something. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we forgot to mention though earlier, about the heart attack. Got more important information, but before the heart attack that I had, for instance, I had a mass underneath my left armpit, and I had to have it removed. They thought it was really small, but it turned out it was larger. So it's usually one day in, or say
Oh yeah.
go in one day and
Same day surgery.
same day surgery. But because it was larger than what it was, I had to be kept overnight.
Oh.
But it turned out that it was not cancer.
Okay.
But they did get it all.
So how many heart attacks have you had in your lifetime so far?
I don't know.
More than 5?
Probably
More
than
than 10?
five.
More than 10?
No,
So between 5 and 10.
no, I don't know.
What about strokes? How many strokes have you
I
had?
don't know. The main, that one stroke I told you I had in 2002 is right after my dear friend Willa left this side of life. She was the sweetest person.
So
When my family turned their back on me, she was there for me. And that's what I kept thinking. And so that's when I had a stroke, like the one when I was like in the tunnel.
So is that what strokes feel like, or is it?
No, there's strokes feels different ways. There's different many ways that strokes feel, depending upon what type of stroke it is. That was just a stroke where I just a stroke due to
Stress.
stress. Most of the time, but most of the things that's been wrong with me is due to stress.
Okay, so far you've been diagnosed with degenerative bone disease, right?
Yeah, I was just did that way. That was in
So degenerative bone disease,
that would have been in the 90s.
obstructive sleep apnea.
Uh, you yeah, but you need to do it in the right order.
Oh,
You're taking them out of context.
oh, sorry.
Okay. Around 1995 is when I was diagnosed with degenerative back disease.
Okay,
Well, a little later on, it became degenerative bone disease because it spread all over my body.
okay.
Okay. Now, and then it was in. I had my first heart attack in 2001. My first stroke in 2002, and that was a minor one compared to the big one I did have later on. Like I said, I was stressed and over not being able to.
And then
So
you also have brain bleed stroke.
that was way down. That's one you just let me talk about that
Okay.
one. It's not the matter of how many strokes I had. It's about the quality of the stroke I had.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one I had was and a lot of families don't know about that. One in 2002. Because, but also before 2002, Mama died, and then my nephew Curtis died, and that caused me to have some anxiety so bad that had I wouldn't say it was I'd say it more was an angina attack because making me hurt real bad and everything because losing both of them that close together and Curtis only being 38 years old was a
So
shock.
angina, is that has almost the same symptoms as a heart attack?
Yes, that has the pain. You have the pain that you have with a heart attack, but the heart attack is you lose your breathing. You don't breathe as well, and such as that.
Huh.
All I can do is tell you to read up on that heart attacks and things and what the symptoms is. I had them, but may have a little bit more, and mine was caused mostly from stress. And that's the reason I try to live a stress-free life, which is very hard.
Okay, so
So whenever I got through, but after that, in 2003, my well, another reason that I had the heart attack and the light stroke was because I was stressing over thinking I'll never be able to see my kids again. I'll never be able to see my grandchildren. Oh, I can't do that. I can't talk about that. It's still too painful today.
well, I'm not. You don't have to say the reason, just of why you had the heart attacks or the strokes. I just wanted to know, like, hey, this is what I had. I had this. So all
Well,
it was.
I can just tell you I can't tell you what it was like or anything like that because it gets too emotional.
Okay. So
Okay.
you've had multiple strokes. Okay. Do you know And so, what does it
Okay,
feel like when you
alright.
have the major strokes?
Let's go back. You so focusing on them,
Sorry.
and we I could. I still know I had congestive heart failure from the age of 38.
Okay.
Okay, that is the main thing. Okay, then first time I learned that I had, there was a girl that was in the same place I was, and she used to do the test for sleep apnea,
Yes.
and she was observing me while I was sleeping. I didn't know it. She said, you know, I used to work with people that had sleep apnea, and I think you should be tested for that. I've been watching you sleep, and I think you really need to be tested for that. Well, so I told the doctor there what she had said, and she says, okay, well, we can run the test. And they ran the test, and she was absolutely right. I had sleep apnea.
Is it obstructive sleep apnea?
Yeah,
Severe?
obstructing. It's the one where, and it's very, very high.
Yeah, the dangerous.
Very dangerous one.
See, yours is obstructive, mine is severe.
Mine is worse than severe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then, what about COPD? Do you have COPD?
No.
Okay.
I was diagnosed with it, but what they did was you got your dad's and my tests mixed
Wrong.
together,
Yeah.
put them in the wrong files.
So what about arthritis? You've got.
Oh, I've had that for so long. Mr.
What?
Alford loves me.
What kind of arthritis?
Osteo.
Osteoarthritis, like what, in your hips, all over?
It was all over. First started just a little bit, but then it got worse. Graduated all over.
Okay, so let's see. Do you have any other type of arthritis?
Not that I know of.
And then you have thyroid disease or disorder?
No, that got well.
Okay.
Medication got well. That took a couple of years.
So is there any...
All of that, that's supposed to be being fat, and I haven't been able to lose weight.
So, is there anything else that you could think of that you've been diagnosed with?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to the serious parts, yes, of strokes. We're trying to do it in the...
Chronological order?
Yeah. And so, by then I had that bone disease all over. So, and I had that curvature of the spine.
Oh, yeah. Scoliosis?
I have my back is working in the fields when I was a kid and as an adult. Missed my back up some, but it really missed my back up when I was pushed. I won't say how that was happening, but I was pushed and it wasn't by no one that I loved. Nobody pushed me.
Yeah.
But, so I was though. Daniel was playing with his ball and ran behind a car that started backing out. And I pushed Daniel out of the way and I got hit by a car. But at least I saved my son from being hit.
Yeah.
By a car.
And then, didn't you have like a nerve test on your...
Oh yeah, that was later on.
So you have nerve damage in your neck and shoulders?
I had a test on my neck. It was we lived in Fresno. That would have been about 2008, 2000. No, it wasn't about 2008. It would have been about 2010.
Okay.
I had nerve damage to my neck, and it really gets, till yet today, it gives me problems every once in a while. And last few days, as a matter of fact, it really Anyway, yeah, I was tested for that. And so, so anyway, yeah, they just did a test and it came out. And it makes me where I can't turn my neck very far without hurting like crazy.
All right. Is there any other medical history from you that you need to share?
Well, I'm getting there.
Okay.
So then, like I said, my sister Nadine passed away in 1998 of colon cancer. And
Well, yeah, I'll get to her. I just want to get from
right,
you.
yeah, but all of that leads up to why I have the pain,
Oh, okay.
especially these things.
Oh, I see.
So again, I told you about the
Congestive heart failure.
and the sleep apnea,
Yes.
but it's really obstructive, what do they call it? Anyway, it's hard for you to breathe with that.
Okay.
Okay, and then trying to think of what else. I know I'm leaving something out there, but I can't think what it is now. So look, you're graduating on up there to all this time. I've been having problems with my heart back and forth. Okay.
Yeah, throughout the years, yes. And it led to multiple heart attacks, multiple strokes, minor and major.
There's more minor on the heart attacks than the stroke. I finally had a stroke. The first major stroke that I really had was uh, Julie passed away.
And you never had diabetes or nothing like that.
No, I don't. I'm not diabetic for now. Thank God, and I hope I never get it. Although they do say, I've heard them say it, but I don't have that either. So no, I don't. I'll say about the doctors now are saying that dementia is the new the third stage of uh, what did you just say about your blood? Uh, you know, high blood, low blood, diabetes
Yeah.
is the third part of diabetes. Although I know people that didn't have diabetes and didn't have that had dementia. But I don't know if that's true. That's something the scientists are saying today. They don't always know.
Yeah.
They just they get guessing game.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the stroke. So Jeannie died. This is my niece Susan passed away in April. 6 months later, my sister Jeannie passed away. And anyway, okay, that was what year was that? 2019, I think.
I think so.
And that made some stress on me. Quite a bit of stress. But then we went to Jeannie's funeral, and my sister, uh, Mary, told Jeannie, I won't by then I got tired of looking, women looking in the grave, inside the grave, inside the casket, and to tell them why I won't do it no more. I'm not gonna never go in. I got two sisters left. If I should make it before they do, and they was to go first, I will not go and look at them in a casket. I stopped doing that. I couldn't take it no more. Seeing that's, my sisters that passed away was, I couldn't look in a casket. And the viewing that they usually have, I couldn't go do the viewing thing either.
Yeah.
Because it got too much of stress to me. And so, but that year, Mary told her lieutenant says, I'll see you soon. The next day she had what do you call it? A cardiac arrest. And she went into the hospital and never came out of the hospital. They kept trying to save her and everything. And she did, and that was in, she went in there in late September. It was 2 days after the Jeannie's funeral. And Mary went in the hospital 2 days after that funeral. That she had, I didn't say what did I just say it was?
I don't remember.
You're supposed to be listening to me.
I am listening, but that's also why I'm recording, so I can remember all this stuff.
Cardiac arrest.
Okay.
She went into cardiac arrest and was hospitalized. And she was in the hospital for several months. Finally, they put her in a nursing home. My brother-in-law, they were married 60 years. He's so faithful for her. And he bought a motorhome just so he could park it in the parking lot down there, down south in the nursing yard. So he'd be there by her. So, anyway, when she passed away, and made more stress. I was so stressful to me, and then finally, because I was under so much stress that year, that's why I had my stroke, and it was brain bleed stroke. My brain actually split open, and it was almost an inch long. The doctor said, we don't understand how in the world you even made it with as bad as the brain bleed was. You know, and so I could tell them that because it wasn't my time to go yet. They said I never walked. I may had about 6 months to live. Well, and that was in 2020. It's April 2020, and today is September of 2020.
Today's the September 23rd of 2023.
Yeah, 2023. So I outlived that 6 month time. And then I was able to walk. I had to teach myself how to write again because it affected my right. I had the brain bleed on the left side, which affected my right side. And ever since I had that, my hand is numb almost all the time. Sometimes it lightens up, but I can't write again now.
Sometimes my pinky on my right hand, sometimes my pinky gets numb, or sometimes my hands get numb. You know, some of my fingers, or half of my hand will get numb, and I'll have to figure out a way to, you know.
Well, numbness does not necessarily mean a stroke. It could also mean poor circulation.
Oh yeah, I know, not a stroke, but yeah,
In which I have a lot of that poor circulation.
yeah, so do I.
Anyway, I had that, and I was in the hospital, and finally I was released from the hospital. They first got me up and helped me walk. I couldn't walk. They helped me walk from the bed over to the sink that was in there to get me to wash, to help see if I could wash my face, which they had everything handy for me, and I was able to wash my face on my own. And then they walked me back and helped me get back in bed. Then released me from the hospital the next day. And from then on, I've had some problems walking. They said I'd never walk again. But now I did my best. I didn't want to be where I couldn't walk. I don't want to be like I am now. Here in bed, can't get out of bed, can't walk, can't stand up. And that's all from the stroke. I had more strokes. I had lighter strokes after that. And it's always due to someone causing me to have stress. So, anyway, that's the reason I try to stay away from stress. I don't like people to do stressful things that cause stress, or that causes me problems too.
So is that all the stuff you've been diagnosed with and everything?
Well, I was diagnosed with a leaky heart valve too,
Okay.
and they said that I might need a pacemaker. I told them I'm too old for all that. And today I still don't have a pacemaker, but I do have times when my heart skips
A beat.
a beat or two. And then part of the sleep apnea is I actually stop breathing, and I stop breathing, and I jump and come back to breathing again. That's part of the thing wrong with me as far as sleep apnea, they said. But I think it's because I'm getting more out. I'm getting old. I'm 78 right now.
78? I thought you were 79.
Yes, I am. I just had a birthday not
Let me see. 44. Okay, so let me see. 44.
And
So 54. Okay, so yeah, you're 79.
just turned 79.
You just turned 79.
The reason I'm having a hard time answering that question I normally can answer is because I got a headache right now.
That's why I'm trying to ask you, is there any last things, and then I was going to end the video and let you take a rest before you tell me about Dad's illness, things that you know about Dad.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's a lot of family history about every generation. I did the family tree. I did the genealogy. Went all the way back to Adam, and all the families that I found up to about the 5th generation back, everyone had heart problems. Several of them died of brain bleed tumors, not tumors,
Strokes.
strokes. They several had tumors. I had tumors. I was bled for a long time and couldn't stop bleeding. They tried to do vitamin K and everything. Finally, they took a test and they did a hysterectomy.
Full hysterectomy.
And they took my uterus out, and that's when they found a tumor.
Yeah.
On my
Uterus.
uterus. And they did that in 2008.
And I got a full hysterectomy in 2020 because I had a fibroid in my uterus and a cyst on my ovaries.
You did have a cyst, huh?
Yes. So they gave me a full hysterectomy.
I was diagnosed with that, and it was the wrong diagnosis.
I don't remember which ovary it was, but they said it was in one of the ovaries, and I said, you know what, I'm glad I did a full one. So, so far that's all you could think of with your medical history.
Yeah, I also have adrenal. Get water on my legs, and that's part of the congestive heart failure around my heart.
Isn't that like edema or something?
Edema, yeah. And
Are you also anemic?
I was anemic at one point.
Okay.
And took iron and that's something that comes and goes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. It's at least 41 minutes long. Well, 42 now. Anyhow, so I just wanted to get that information. I love you. And the next video, I'll try to talk about Dad's illnesses. And today is September 23rd, 2022.